Just here to post a video. The other day I was talking to my daughter about the importance of roots and how she and her brother were raised and how important, their roots are, how people develop at different ages and make, different decisions based on the roots that they had. For me, my roots were one of the most important things in my life. My family, my friends, my community. They were what made me who I am today. My roots were something to turn to in times of change, in times of crisis, and in times of, being in two minds about certain things. My roots have been my North Star. They've been the things that have, set my personal philosophies and my life direction, my morals, how I treat people, had an effect on my sense of humor, had an effect on how I see life, have an effect on, my role models, all that sort of stuff, your roots are what keeps you, is what is your anchor through life. Okay, it's something to turn to. It's something to keep you centered. And I look back on my time with my, my roots and my friends that I still have now. Through good times, bad times, through sadness, through happiness. I've been lucky that the way I was raised by my parents, the morals and philosophies they instilled in me. And even a bigger part of that too is my community, my friends, the friends I grew up with. I look back on that and just say, I'm so blessed to have had such a great root system. Your roots of where you've come from and how you've developed and how you've grown throughout your life, are something to celebrate. There's something to remember. There's something to be grateful for. One thing I always think is a great thing is in times of indecision in your life or in times of doubt, go back and celebrate your roots. Go back and remember how you grew up. The people that were an influence on you, the people that helped cultivate you, and help you to grow as a person and helped you grow to be successful. So anyway, it was just a parting thought, which is great. I'm the man I am today because of the root system I had. So when I was in Australia, I went back and visited my primary school, visited my old neighbourhood. So if you're interested, you can follow that whole journey and that whole video on my YouTube channel, The Coach's Cache. And then you'll see the memories for me flooding back. And I think it's always good to go and, be introspective on where you've come from. It's always sometimes good to revisit those places. And like I said, celebrate them and enjoy them and revere them. Anyway, guys, nice talking. And if you're interested, please go check out that video on YouTube. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Hey guys, so it's always a trip when you come home, really home, to where your life started. So I'm 56 years old and I started at Eleanor Heights Primary School when I was 4 years old. That's 52 years ago. I'm still here, man. It's pretty cool. So I'm just gonna go for a wander and check out Eleanor Heights Public School and see what it's like. Cool. Hey, so this is kind of bizarre. This here used to be shops. So we would walk to school and be able to eat some food and stuff, but now it's just great big condo, which is kind of cool too. Eleanor Heights. Back in the day, man, like they couldn't get people to live here. So little known fact about Eleanor Heights was back in the day, I'll turn it around. It's absolutely gorgeous here. But back in the day, they couldn't get anyone to live here. It was too far off the coast. No one wanted to be at Eleanor Heights. You know, so there's all these old young yuppie guys right here. And I'm happy to call them that because I'm almost 60. But we couldn't, people didn't want to live here. So my mum and dad, only place they could afford was Eleanor Heights. And they bought their first house for like £21,000 back in 65. And I was lucky to be raised in this amazing area. Yeah, kind of crazy, man. It's so weird to come back to a place you haven't been to in like 40 years. And so here we are. So I'm going to go and wander down at Eleanor Heights Public School and check it all out. Peace. All right, guys. So this was the way I used to walk to school every day until I was like 10 years old. And I would wander down here. And there wasn't all this, you know, nanny state gates everywhere. You know, we just wander down here. You'd send it on your bike or your skateboard, you know, and walk into like this amazing public school. Man, we had some great teachers and some great people. All this stuff here, you used to be able to see in the back of that, you know. Obviously there was some gates, but you know, this is what you do, man. It's so weird now, man, me being 56. Like, I remember that taking so much time because I had little legs, you know. And now here I am just strolling down here going, wow. And it's definitely, man, this is definitely it's a trip, dude. It's such a trip. It's such a trip. And I'm just so blessed. I was raised in Australia, raised in the Northern Beaches, raised at Eleanor Heights, you know, Eleanor Heights Public School. So look at all this stuff, you know, and love Australia. They do a lot of the cool shit. So anyway, over here, which is funny. So if we look over here, that used to be the public toilets. And man, that was like, they were old, dude. And so if you're ever going to fight anyone after school, you meet behind the dunnies after school. And they are the dunnies right there. So that's what you do, you know. So kind of crazy. And now this is a guide hall for like the Girl Guides, which is kind of random. You know, now that used to be a toilet block. Crazy. Now they've, you know, repurposed it. Okay, and so this is when I went to school here, this was the infant school, okay? So infants was like, in Australia, was kindergarten through to grade 2, okay? And this place has been here for over 70 years now, and I'm 56, and I am now going back into what I did when I was 5 years old, man. 5 years, dude. This is just so bizarre. Okay, so as I walk over here, there used to be classrooms right here, and they're not here anymore. So my original classroom was like right here, and right here was my first grade. Kind of first grade, or we have some classes here. No, that was first grade. That was Mrs. Holmes. Okay, so I was in Mrs. Holmes's first grade class. And man, she was hardcore, dude. She wasn't. I was probably a rat bag too. And then, man, this is crazy. So I'm really stoked that my second grade classroom's still here. But we had Miss McDonald and Mrs. Coventry, and we were one of the first kind of crazy hybrid classes where everyone hang out together, right? So, and this classroom, man, still the same. So have a look in there. Like, this is Miss McDonald's and Miss Coventry's classroom, man. You know, so this is just such and mate, I don't even know why I did this. I was just driving up to see my mate, and I drove past my old public school, and I guess I'm getting, like misty about getting older and stuff, but pretty cool. And so down here, this was our area, like soccer fields and stuff. I had my first right here. That was my first sports carnival in Australia. And I used to be fast back then, good times. But it's kind of crazy. There's definitely been some changes. But to think about, I was here at school in 1974. And sorry, I hope the person in front of me doesn't mind me filming her. But this is a grommet that is still at Eleanor Heights Public School. And I was here in 1974. Totally bizarre. Yeah, that was super nice. I was just making sure that they were totally okay with me sharing them. And she goes, nah, totally cool. Typical Aussie. You gotta love being an Aussie. We're pretty mellow, generally. Man, what a remarkable place to grow up in. So here has changed a bit. For all you skateboarders and guys that are my age, like I said, I'm 56 now, but guys that grew up around Eleanor Heights and Narrabeen, right here, you can see a building in front of us. There used to be what would I call it? Toilet block, but it had these rad, smooth walls, like surfing. So whenever it was flat, we would come down here and just send it, have fun and skate. And then I'll show you the building, but we used to can't steal shit anymore, but used to steal a garbage can, come down here and pour water out of it, and it was like, burning the barrel. You just crash into the barrel, and yeah, totally crazy. So in here, this is where administration, you can see the sign, but I used to go and see Mr. Tapper there whenever I was in trouble, which was unfortunately a lot. Yeah, too much. But yeah, this is where right here, that's a new building. That used to be the toilet block, and along this sign was this excellent place to skateboard. So, isn't it funny? You would come back to your school to go and do some cool shit, which is amazing. So this is where primary school started. So I can't believe I remember all these people's names. It's kind of crazy, right? I had Mrs. O'Neill between these two classes. And like a lot of my teachers, because I was such a pain in the ass, she didn't like me that much, but that's okay. So I had Mrs. O'Neill in 3rd grade. And in 4th grade, I had Mrs. Caldwell, who was super cool. And that was in the corner. That was my 4th grade class. That was my last class here at Eleanor Heights Public School, because I went to St. Augustine's College in 5th grade. So I've got so many good memories here. And honestly, man, I just haven't walked down here in, honestly, man, 40 years. Yeah, it's been so long. I might have skateboarded back here when I was I don't know, man, 16, 15, and that's 40 years ago. But to actually walk through the school you went to, the school that you did classes at, it's kind of bizarre. Honestly, man, what a great, seriously, what a great place to go to school at, right? So down here you can, and I'll take you there. And at the end of it, I'm going to post this, and you guys might not care it was that cool, but that's cool. I don't care. Memories are always cool, right? So deal with it. But down here was our other bottom quadrangle. So this is 5th and 6th grade down here, right? I never made that because I went to a Catholic school in Brookvale and St. Augustine's, and it was the most devastating day of my life, seeing my friends go to school at Eleanor Heights Public School, and I wasn't joining them for 5th grade. It sucked. Yeah, my mum and dad are dead now, so I was like, bad decision, mum and dad. Not really. It was, but still, it was like back then it was so devastating, right? And this is our bottom oval. Crazy, you know, like this is just on the northern beaches of Sydney. This school's been here now, like I said, I'm 56, so this school's been here for 70 years, right? 70 years of just educating kids in Australia. There's like houses everywhere around here. This is our main oval. We actually used to play, you know, rugby league up here and have a ball, and, you know, a lot less litigious rules back then. But yeah, this was it, man. This is where we spent, you know, like amazing times in our lives. I had friends that lived up here. I had a ton of parties that we went to when we got older. Then we go, oh man, you know, Eleanor Heights Public School, just house up on the right, and you know, you'd be like 21 and you'd have a good night. Awesome to see son and a dad just, you know, enjoying hanging out together. You know, this is a cricket net. We can learn to play cricket. That was our summer sport, you know. And then, like, you guys are going to get blown away by this view, but this is Eleanor Heights Public School. Just a public school, man. This is what we did. You know, you just go to your local school, right? And man, just wait for this view. This is the Pacific Ocean. This is looking down on Narrabeen and Collaroy. This is what we would see every day. Like, amazing. Just amazing memories of waking up and walking 10 minutes from my house, and every day I would come to school, to Eleanor Heights Public School, back in 1974, and now here I am in 2025, and the same school still here, man. Sorry, man, I'm just going to show you. There's still dads playing with their kids. I played with my dad here when I was like 8.
Oh, good, mate.
Nothing, yeah, thanks, buddy. Yeah, see, Aussies are mellow about it. I said, mate, I went to school here in 1974. Crazy, right? Yeah, just amazing, you know, and gotta love Aussies. We just don't. I think we're just wired a little different, and we love our roots, and we love our memories and our history, and we love our connection to our true custodians of the country and all this shit, man. We just kind of raised that way, you know. Anyway, man, like, I'm gonna post this, and some of you cats won't care less, you know, but I don't care. This is just amazing memories of, and it was just so off spec. I'm going up to my friend Tim's house, and I went past when I went to school from like ages 4 to 9. Pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy. But I couldn't be more pumped. Just amazing memories. And this is the shit that should keep you going. This is the shit that we get all caught up in, like being mature adults, and forget about what our freaking roots are. So I'm not going to do that. I'm moving back to Australia. I'm reigniting, I'm getting in touch with my roots again. So and I couldn't be more pumped. And like, no way, man. And like, check this out. There's a kookaburra right here. No, don't not get any more Aussie than that. Anyway, man, much love to all the crew I went to school with, to all my friends in Australia, and to any of you guys that have these memories, man. I'm just losing my mind in a good way, man. Okay, I love you guys. Remember your roots. Remember remember things that made you who you became, and celebrate those, right? All right, peace out, love you. Woo! So I thought, I'm pretty sure you guys thought you would get out of this scot-free, but I'm driving past the street I grew up in, and right here is the Lambert's house, and that was super cool. I had a red setter called Sheba, and this is my best friend's house, Martin Herbert, and we used to play soccer in that front yard right there. Across the road here was the Kilborns and the Wilsons, and doesn't mean jack shit, I know, but I think it's just, man, I don't know, man. I just think it's really, really cool to get in touch with your roots, Here I am, 56-year-old, walking around through my old street, and the amount of memories I had here, like playing soccer. Way before social media was a fucking thing and every kid was on their goddamn phone, we used to go out here and play football and soccer, right? And that light there, that was the one we had to, as soon as that light went on, right, we had to go home. Way before pages, cell phones, whatever, And mate, it's really crazy how kind of shit's changed, right? So anyway, this was this is my Auntie Pam's house. Auntie Pam, Uncle Paul. They're not real aunties and uncles, but they were just close family friends, and they were rad people. And that house has changed. Like, the shape hasn't changed, but definitely what's going on. And then right here, man, this is where I grew up, dude. Right here. 19 Merridong Road. This is my house. It's kind of crazy how much it's changed. It kind of looks the same, but it's not really the same. There used to be, like, down here, skateboarding and stuff up the back thing. That story up there I built when I was engaged to Kirsty, and it used to be a single-story house, man. So I've got a photo somewhere that I'll probably put in this, but this is where I was raised, man. From the time I was 0 to the time I was, fuck, mate. Gosh, I'm trying to remember. 25 years old. 25 years of my life right here. Man, what amazing memories. And this is our neighbour's house next door. This is where, it's funny, man. We lived in Merridong, and this is Marina. So the kind of the street changed, and then next door was the Max, and they were great people too. Man, what an amazing place to grow up. We had such good people. Across the road here, I was just having a beer with Dan Peary, his dad, and him, and his brother, and they're all like his dad's 80, like Cole's 85 maybe, 86, and Dan's 50, and Jace is like 54, and they kept the house, and they've raised their kids in it, like, just amazing memories. I'm kind of blown away, like how much my house has changed. So much more overgrowth and stuff, But man, what an amazing time. What an amazing place to grow up, Being 56 now, 26 years in freaking the US, and to come home and see your house and see where you grew up, man, it's freaking amazing, dude. It's amazing. And it just makes me feel so blessed to know I grew up here, and it makes me so excited to know I'm coming back to spend my the rest of my life. And I'm only young, so I've got another 40 years, but you know what I'm saying. So anyway, amazing. All right, guys, take care. Love yous. Bye.